Landscape supply company is back in business after taking a direct hit in April's tornado, but the owner says recovery has taken a blow out of the blue.
Mike McKnight shows us how rules for rebuilding the small business are frustrating.
Rocky Stone and Design had a solid building for equipment and offices until the April tornado changed the landscape.
Yeah, we went from that to a 8 by 40 foot shipping container. This is my office now.
A shipping container that contains computer cabinets and invoices that 4 employees need to run the business.
We have mulch coming in today, yes.
While digging back into business, recovery got an unexpected rocky start. It only took minutes for the tornado to rip through here, but Mother Nature has continued to torment the business in the weeks since with flooding from this creek, and that raised unexpected issues in the rebuilding process. Jacob received a notice of violation from the Omaha Planning Department that he says he tried to sort out at City Hall.
We were given more hoops to go through, where I have to get a floodplain permit, elevation certificate, then I can get my building permit, but they want me to raise my temporary structure.
I can totally understand and respect that frustration.
Omaha's floodplain manager says location affects the rules.
He would be required to get a building permit for the temporary office structure, and as a result of that, he would be required to get a floodplain development permit as well. That would require that he elevate that structure to a minimum of 1 foot above the base flood elevation.
Jacob estimates how high the container office needs to be lifted.
Whatever, up to like here, and then we have to put it on top and then anchor it in.
While his office manager worries about rising costs.
You know, and if we don't have to rebuild up the ground, I don't understand why we still need to. We can't be grandfathered in for the easement that's already here.
Employees didn't expect a tornado would leave more than debris.
I didn't know it blew in so much red tape as far as moving, you know, where we can move our stuff, and now we have to get a permit for the office that we have temporary.
But the city says a citywide 50% break on FEMA flood insurance is at stake.
So in order to maintain that discount for all the residents of the city of Omaha, we need to ensure that every person is following those floodplain regulations.
I didn't ask for a tornado to come through and hit everything and take out everything, and I was trying to make ends meet by trying to get my business running, but trying to throw more hoops at us in the process is just crazy to me.
Jacob and his crews say rebuilding after a twister shouldn't come with a twist. On your side near 215th and West Maple, Mike McKnight, 6 News.
The city tells Mike a permanent building can be constructed on the property, but that would also require building and floodplain development permits. The planning department will help in the process. The owner bought the landscape company 2 years ago, and he says he will rebuild and grow the business on that same location.